So like I said, this is about NCAA athletes, and last week I talked about how NCAA athletes should be paid, and this week I'm going to do the opposite, talk about why they shouldn't. So first off, I'm going to use an argument that I made last week and kind of revert it, I guess. And what it is the argument about not having time for work is they do have time for work. They just have to cut out their fun, I guess. Like, obviously you have to go to school, you have to go to class, you have to be at the meetings, you have to be at weightlifting and all that stuff. But there's still 24 hours in a day. And obviously this isn't the best opening argument for this, because yes, the coaches and classes and all that stuff is going to demand a lot of each athlete, but you still have enough time because they still have downtime to play video games or do whatever and still get good grades and still be higher up in the football food chain, or the sporting food chain I should say, that they could have time to have a job. Will it pay a lot? Will it do this or that? Probably not. But it's still a job. They're still making a little bit of money, and that's the first reason why I don't think student athletes should be paid. Now, another thing is that they're on full scholarship to the school. So if you look at the school, they're the student athletes paying for the tuition, the room and board, the food, the on-campus food, and it's really about it. They got their books and stuff too. But so they're going to full ride to go to school and get to play their sport. So that should just be enough for them, I think. But it really makes, like, this argument's more logistically sound than the first one, because what you work for in college is to pay for yourself and pay for your way to pay for, or make sure you can pay for college after you graduate and stuff. And with that, the student athletes don't have to pay for college because they're getting a full ride. And with that, they're getting a bunch of money in food vouchers and however the school does it. Basically, they get free food from the school. So they shouldn't really have to go out and go get their own food. They should just be able to eat at the school. And obviously obviously the cafeteria hours are certain hours and all that, but still there's always a cafe, or not a cafe, but like cafe or like something that has snackish kind of foods like muffins and yogurt and all that kind of stuff, bananas, apples, fruits, vegetables, all that. So that's open usually until midnight in most colleges. So no matter what time of day that their practices are, they will always have time to do it, to get into the cafeteria or the cafe or whatever and get their food. So that's not really a good argument anymore if they're not getting time to have good food, because there's always time to have good food for them. And so with that, I don't think that, like I said, it's just really the food is the one thing, but they still don't have time. Or I guess, let me put it this way, they shouldn't have time if they're going to be putting in so much work to earn their scholarship, I guess is the best way to say that. If students are earning their scholarship, they should be putting as much time into into their sport as they are into school. Because that's what they're there for. They're not there they're there for sports. They're not there for just academics. They're there for academics and sports. They're not just there to get the degree. They're there to get their degree and play sports. So they should be putting the work that, so for example, they should be putting the work that they should be putting, or the work that they would put into, or the amount of time that they put into work should be going towards sports to make themselves better in that sport, or toward the homework in schooling to make themselves better in school. that is my thought on that. With them being paid or them not being paid, like they if they have a time to get a job, they should also be putting that back into the sport or school, as well as not really worrying about food because there's always some place that'll be open on campus. And and that goes with gas too, is they shouldn't be really driving anywhere because usually there's stadiums and practice facilities and all that stuff are on campus, so they don't have to drive anywhere to go to practice or whatnot. So that's my thing. That's my opinion on the why student athletes should not be paid. But that's my argument. I should say, not opinion. My personal opinion, I do think that they should be paid because they're getting profited off of, like I said. And if you haven't listened to that, go listen to the other part of this and make your own decision. I love to hear from you guys in the comments. So I guess with that, I will wrap up the Ryno Sports Talk episode 9. And if you didn't already, I wrote a piece about the baseball, about the start of baseball coming up. That's on my blog, link in the description, like I've been saying. And I guess that's really about it. I'd love to hear from you guys about what opinions, about what topics to write or talk about or write about, whatever. And I think in maybe next week or a little bit after, I will be taking a 1 week break. I'll make sure to keep you up to date on that in my blog. But so stay safe, have a happy Valentine's Day and NBA All-Star Game day, I guess. I'll know I'll be watching that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun with the sports starting to ramp up, at the NBA getting hot, and the start of college basketball. Well, not start of the conference play for college basketball and all that ramping up. So it should be fun. I'm looking forward to doing a March Madness preview and a couple other things. So let's stay on the lookout for that, and have a good week, guys. Peace.